consider approving the minutes of the regular meeting of May 26, 2020. Number 2, consider approving a list of claims. Number 3, consider holding public hearings so any citizen of the county shall be given the opportunity to be heard for or against any item related to the statement of revenue expenditures and changes in fund balance report for May 31st, 2020. Number 4, consider an EFP project contract with Theodore High School band boosters in the amount of $1,600 to purchase stadium drum stands for Theodore High School marching band from District 3 funds. Number 5, considering approving an EFP project contract with Boys and Girls Club South Alabama in the amount of $5,000 for operational expenses from District 1 funds. Number 6, consider approving parking space lease agreement with Jade's Fresh Seafood for a term of 12 months beginning August 1st, 2020 and ending on July 31st, 2021.
Commissioners, this is simply for this small group to set up and sell seafood at the front of what's the shopping center's name?
Theodore Oaks.
Yeah, Theodore Oaks. They have this is like the 5th or 6th year in a row, maybe longer than that, but never had a problem with it.
Number 7, consider approving a professional services agreement with Airwind, Inc. for the production of public service announcements outlining COVID-19 related protocols for the July 14th runoff election in the amount of $5,000 for probate court. Number 8, consider approving service agreement and access agreement with Employment Screening Services to provide background screening services for both probate court and the License Commission. Number 9, consider approving a 3-year contract with Southern Actuarial Services for the completion of the GASB 7475 OPEB actuarial report for measurement years 2018, 2019, and 2020 at a cost of $15,600 per year. Number 10, consider amending the 2019 capital improvement plan to increase the estimated cost of Project Sims Senior Center addition by $145,000 and to decrease the estimated cost of the soccer complex by $145,000. This amendment transfers $145,000 from the soccer complex to the Sims Senior Center addition. Number 11, recommend approving Amendment 1 to the professional services contract with TAG Architects for the Sims Senior Center addition to make previously requested additional services and design work part of the contract and increase the total by amount not exceed $21,609.34 for additional design work and coordination. The new contract total will be $147,370.11. Number 12, recommend approving change order number 2 with Tyndall Construction LLC for the Sims Senior Center addition. If implemented, the change will increase the contract by $112,000, $112,791.92. The new contract total will be $1,008,394.92. Number 13, consider...
How much
yes.
is that change order?
The change order is for $112,791.92. Number 12.
Their actual construction changes and design work.
But, okay, so I think there's some limits on how big a change order can be in relation to the contract price and when it gets beyond, am I making that up?
I think as far as, I think the professional services is not part of that.
Isn't that
Correct.
just in accord with the DOT spec book?
I-
Commissioner, I think there is, if you're basing your contract on the Alabama Department of Transportation standard specifications. I'm pretty sure this is probably an architectural-based contract.
Tyler can answer, he's here.
Tyler?
Okay, the question I'm raising, I'm concerned that this change order is more than 10% of the base contract. And I thought that there was that you couldn't do a change order that was in excess of 10%.
There we go.
Yes, ma'am. There are a list of guidelines that the Attorney General's put out. They have 3 conditions, and we had the architect look into that and write a letter. It's included in the package to address each of those conditions. And that's really their guideline anyway. There's not a hard legislation against the percent, and we've done it several times in the past. I know off the top of my head, 2 of the conditions are the architect review all the prices and confirm that they're fair and honest, and another, they vouch that it's cheaper to go ahead and make the changes with the contractor on site than put it together as a separate bid and go out for bid again.
Is unforeseeability one of those things you have to look at, a condition that you didn't foresee that necessitates?
It may be one of the 3rd condition. That might be true. But they're all stated there in the letter. I don't have it in front of me.
Okay.
I agree with Tyler. There are a few Attorney General issued criteria that must be met to consider exceeding the 10%, and we'll provide that to you and give you some background on that
But
prior to
basically,
Monday's
what you're
meeting.
saying is, we have, in your opinion, met all of those criteria.
We've had the architect look into that. He's certified that that's the case. Yes, ma'am.
You good with it? Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Number 13, consider approving contract with Mott McDonald pending legal review to provide professional engineering services for the Northwest Satsuma Water Sewer Project Phase 1. Number 14, consider adopting a resolution authorizing request of probate court to dispose of certain items from fixed assets inventory list and declare as surplus property and authorize to be disposed by lawful means. Number 15, consider approving County Commission's non-renewal of the agreement with the Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Service Business Enterprise Program for the operation of the snack bar located at the northwest corner of the Government Plaza at the atrium level. Number 16, consider approving First Amendment to the agreement with the Mobile Chamber of Commerce Foundation.
Can we back up to 15?
Number 15? Yes, ma'am.
I don't see any back up for that one. So what are we doing here? We're no longer going to lease the premises, Mobile Association for the Blind? Is that what?
It's,
Yes.
the lease expired the end of May, if I'm not
Yeah, I'm
mistaken.
looking for who sent that in.
I'm sure it was Jay.
Jay
and
sent
we
it.
talked about a relocation option, and I know Jay's not here, but I'm assuming that was looked at.
I don't think there was any request made for a relocation. It was, if it's upon request, then we would
Oh,
look and
okay.
consider, but no request was made.
Well, that answered that.
To
So the
my-
Mobile
to my-
Association, Voc Rehab did not apply to renew the contract?
I do not know, but I will find out.
Okay, I'm asking because we had that relationship in the old courthouse. I mean, we've had Mobilization for the Blind has maintained a snack bar, I know, for 40 years in whatever building was serving at the courthouse. So I'm just,
There's a willingness to make accommodations if the Rehabilitation Services made that request, we would look to do that, but they have not made, at this point in time, that request. And this particular location, I mean, it doesn't specify what location in the government building where it has to be located.
And Commissioner, and my frustration is every time I come down to get something, it's closed. There's really no, there may be hours on the door, but they're not honored. I think with the Chicken Salad Chick moving in, it's added a whole new dimension to the county itself, and I can see where if we had someone in there that was going to be open from 8 to 5 or whatever the set hours were, it would certainly help work with what our needs are. I mean, I come down there quite often to get stuff, and I never can catch him open.
Yeah.
It's a trick.
The court police mentioned people start arriving when you have jury trials and things on like that in the courthouse side, that people start arriving at 7 o'clock and after, and the first question they have is, where can I get a cup of coffee? And he has to send them down the street because we don't have it available. So the idea would be to try to get the space leased to somebody that would come in and operate not anything in competition with for lunch services like for Chicken Salad Chick, but something that would be a coffee shop, maybe have smoothies, muffins, or something that especially for those coming in the morning that are there for the courts.
so has anybody talked to the tenant or talked to the lessee?
I
Or
think Jay did.
Why would Jay talk? The lawyer talk to the tenant here?
I know he sent a letter. I'm assuming he says he has talked to him.
Okay, I'm not aware of any letter. I'm not seeing, this is, I don't know what this is.
Well, unfortunately, he's not here to respond to that, but I think there was some communications.
A letter sent to rehab or to the person?
Both.
Can you answer?
I just want to say, Commissioner, I don't know the details of that, but I'll be glad to ask Jay to address that with you
Okay.
before the meeting.
All right, thank you. I just need to know more than this agenda item, and that's all that's here.
I got you.
Okay.
That's what we're here for. Eddie?
Okay, number 16. Consider approving First Amendment to the agreement with the Mobile Chamber of Commerce Foundation, Inc. to administer the county's Small Business Relief Grant Program adopted by the County Commission on June 8, 2020. Number 17, we will ask for the commission to vote on this today. To consider adopting resolution based on the COVID-19, declaring the existence of an emergency conditions at the Mobile County Metro Jail affecting the health and safety of the Sheriff's Department employees and inmates, and based on such emergency, County Commission dispenses with the formalities of the Alabama bid law and authorizes the purchase of ultraviolet germicidal radiation equipment to sanitize rooms, vehicles, and equipment from Larson Electronics LLC in the amount of $29,516.60.
So moved.
Second.
Number 18, consider adopting resolution authorizing joint purchase agreements with the City of Creola, Town of Dauphin Island, City of Chickasaw, City of Citronelle, the City of Pritchard, the City of Saraland, the City of Satsuma, the City of Sims, the Town of Balabatry, and the Town of Mount Vernon for purchases off the county's annual bids. Number 19, consider approving joint point purchase agreements with the City of Creola, the Town of Dauphin Island, City of Chickasaw, City of Citronelle, City of Pritchard, City of Saraland, City of Satsuma, City of Sims, Town of Balabatry, and the Town of Mount Vernon to pay the cost of all materials purchased off the county's annual bids. Number 20, we will also ask the Commission to vote on this today. Consider adopting a resolution authorizing relocation of the following polling sites for the following precinct. Precinct 42 from Carver Campus Bishop State on 14 Stanton Road to Mobile Community Actions, Inc. on 461 Donald Street. At Precinct 44 from New Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church on 2756 Old Shell Road, moved to Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local 119 on 2456 Old Shell Road, and Precinct 46 from Camp Grace on 11081 Drive to Sunrise Baptist Church, 140 Snow Road North.
So moved.
Second.
Number 21, consider authorizing execution of agreements with Saltair Boat and RV Storage in the amount of $1,900 per year for covered storage of 2 Mobile County Environmental Services workboats for the period of July 1st, 2020 through July 1st, 2021.
We don't have space out there to build well, forget it. We'd have to secure it and everything else.
That long-term, that's an answer. Short-term,
Okay.
this puts the boats in
I get it.
saves a good bit of time.
That makes sense.
Number 22 is the last item we will ask the Commission to vote on today. Consider authorizing a letter to express Mobile County Commission's deep concern and objections to recently proposed U.S. government trade tariffs on imported aircraft parts and components.
So moved.
Second.
Number 23, consider adopting a resolution authorizing request of the Revenue Commission's Theodore and 8 Mile office locations to dispose of certain items from fixed assets inventory list, declare a surplus property, and authorize items to be disposed of by lawful means. Number 24, consider taking the following actions on bids. I do have one add-on item. We will be asking the Commission to consider a special County Commission meeting for June 29th and July 6th.
July
For-
6th,
July 6th, both of these are at 9 a.m. Both of these are Mondays. June 29th and July 6th at 9 a.m. for the purposes of considering awards of grants as recommended by the county's Small Business Relief Fund Committee. At Monday's meeting following the commission meeting, we'll have the Indigent Care Board meeting.
Go back to item 8. Is this a renewal of service? I'm looking at this because it looks like this creates an additional condition of employment over and above what the Mobile County Personnel Board does. And I guess I just need to make sure that we can do that. Because there's a screening, as I understand it, through the Mobile County Personnel Board system, and then they certify the list. This appears to be some screening over and above and beyond that.
Is this for the employee or for those,
It says employment screening services to provide background check services for probate license.
good question.
So can we find that out?
Good eye, Commissioner, good eye. Okay, Anything else?
That's it.
All right, Ricky, Brian?
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. Item number 1, we recommend signing a contract for professional property appraisal services to McDade Valuation Consulting.
Question on that one. I know in the past, have we not rotated those types of professional services for appraisals? And why McDade? Why were they selected to be under contract?
Commissioner, we ordinarily have a consulting engineer on contract to provide these services to us on our larger projects. We have found that we are now specializing and able to do some of the acquisitions in-house. And there is a need for us to have a appraiser to provide that service to us, since we do not have that capability in-house. And this lady right here comes highly recommended from the Department of Transportation, and we have utilized her several times, and she has proven herself to be quite good. So we would like to enter into a contract to allow her to provide that service to us to facilitate our in-house acquisitions.
So it'd be more efficient to have her under contract, McDade under contract, than it would be to rotate that, you think?
Well, if we had multiple individuals that had this profession, we could rotate.
Okay, but we don't.
They're very scarce to find, and we would like to utilize this particular lady. Her professionalism has proven very good, and allows us to move ahead with our acquisition of in-house projects. So,
Sounds good to me.
okay.
Silly question, is she local, right?
She's out of Baldwin County.
Okay, because I see no address here, that's why I was,
There are not very many of the type people around, quite frankly, Commissioner.
maybe you can do this in your second life.
His third life, he was a
Yeah, third, I'm
he was a
sorry.
surveyor in his first life.
That's right.
Oh. Item 2, recommend awarding the bid for 3 Knots Kroner Road to Hosey Weaver for their low bid. We got a fantastic price on that, Commissioners. Item 3, recommend approving renewal of a 12-month maintenance agreement with Topcon for their magnet field data collector. This is for our engineering department. Item 4, recommend authorizing to advertise and receive bids for one of our 2014 pay-as-you-go projects, Bohannon Road and Hubert Morris Road. Item 5, recommend approving preliminary plat of L&J Homestead, that's in Commission District 2, and approving preliminary and final plat of Beverly Gardens Unit 2, and that is in Commission District 3. Item 6, recommend approving right-of-way agreement for Track 2 and Track 4 on our McDonald Road additional lane project. Item 7, recommend approving right-of-way agreement for Track 8 on our Dawes Road widening project. Item 8, recommend approving right-of-way agreement for Track 1 on Swedetown Road drainage project. Item 9, recommend approving annual work order to provide labor, equipment, and materials for to the voting machine warehouse operations. Item 10, recommend approving supplemental agreement number 1 with HCL Contracting for our Albert Evans Road project. Item 11, recommend approving supplemental agreement number 1 with Southern Land Development on our Pine View Avenue, South Street, Jackson Road project. And item 12, Commissioner, is a consider item. Consider what section 3.35 of the subdivision regulations. And this section pertains to the duration of approval. Subdivision regs state 12 months. And if you have not started your construction within a 12-month period, that your approval is null and void. The developer had every intention of getting started construction in March, and then the COVID-19 hit, and this just delayed things 3 or 4 months. So now they are back ready to move again, and nothing has changed. So with y'all's permission, we're recommending we grant this waiver to them so we can just move ahead. We have no problem with it.
Okay.
And that is it.
All right. Ladies, do y'all have anything? Please keep Glenn Hodge and his family in your prayers. He did lose his mother, was it over the weekend? I believe it was over the weekend. Not real sure about the arrangements. My guess is probably this Saturday.
It's Friday.
This Friday, okay. And we've got a card on the 8th floor, I believe, and I'm probably the only person that hasn't signed it, so I'm going to sign it on the way back to my office. But please keep him in your prayers. With that said, we will see you Monday morning.